Hello, today I'm gonna talk about Frozen 2 behind the scenes into the unknown. First of all, I didn't know anything about how animation movies are made. My husband hadn't watched Frozen, can you believe it? But I wanted to show him how beautiful Frozen is. And we continued watching Frozen 2. He was so interested, he was asking, is there any Frozen 3? Like I was watching, I just stumbled upon this behind the scenes. I thought it's gonna be, okay, 1 hour of one episode. I didn't know it was a series. It has 6 episodes. So it is in so much of detail of what goes on behind the scenes. So it starts. I didn't know Frozen 2, like they started or the movie took 5 years to make. First, they have the directors, Jen and Chris. Jen is the one who writes the story, and Chris is the one who imagines with the sketches. And then it goes to one more round where they write, the sketches become kind of, a flip book kind of thing, where they write sketches. And then it goes to some before animation, it goes to some other team where they do this basic, like they do the skeleton so that hand and other things can be moved, like the motors, like how many bones it should have, like where the movement should be. And then it goes to the animation team, and it just does not end there. They have some tech team, they have some production team, and again they have the songwriters. Usually song comes and then they picture on it, and song is also going after this, like in the 5 years. And then orchestra so much, and there are so many designation. I could not comprehend what was going on, but I could actually see. I was like shocked. 5 years. I mean, movie with people is not gonna take 5 years. And like starting, they dwelled into the climax of scene, like the show yourself. They're not able to get the song out of it. Like they hadn't figured out the climax. Who was calling Elsa to the Atlaho what? Okay, whatever. You know, the glacier river. Okay, I'm sure you have seen Frozen 2, so I'm just telling the story. They are just not able to figure out the show yourself song. They're not able to make out, is it the you know, river calling, or is it some voice calling, or is it some DT calling? They're just so confused. The song is not hitting. So most of the episode they just talk it's not hitting, and they actually think to, scrape it off, let there not be any song. And then they're like, can we rename it as I'm Home? And they're like, no, I'm Home doesn't feel right, it's not feeling Elsa. And then the first, you're just curious, how did the song come up? And after seeing it, and you actually see it's of so much pressure, because Frozen 1 did so well, and Let It Go had become a super duper hit. The team had won Oscars for the Frozen. So I get it, Frozen 2 did a lot of pressure. They wanted to meet the expectations, and to do, I could really see how they didn't want to let the audience down and disappoint. And finally, they figure out how to show yourself. The songwriters, Christoph and her partner, they decide, okay, can it be her mother, a lullaby coming? And then Elsa realizes. And it's so good how they stumbled upon, or how they realized the finale of it. And it actually, they were very emotional when the mom, they called Iduna, like her name is Iduna in the movie. She sings, and director has tears in her eyes. You actually feel. I also, when I imagine Frozen 2, I was in tears. Or when I saw that movie, even then when I saw the director, I could relate to it. She also cried. And so much goes into making the songs, and how many songs they had, different versions of songs. And at the end, when some crew member, she's like, oh, shut her, she's just discarding the papers through that, what do you call, where you throw the cutter, paper shredder, yeah, paper shredder. She's like, show yourself, 3000 version, 4000 version. So almost 2 to 3 episodes, they only talk about show yourself is not landing, not landing. I mean, it finally did land. It's a beautiful song. And then throughout you can see the animations. First two episodes I think focuses on Elsa, how her dress should be and walk. And they show us scenes where Into the Unknown, the series is called Into the Unknown, where in the movie has Into the Unknown song, where it's at the end, the climax, she just walks into a glacier and she just extends her hands. There we can see actually they did change it because it was not natural. You see the process there, what happens. Animator does a basic sketch, without the background, the trees and other things, and shows the director. And director is like, I don't think the running is looking very natural. So she goes back and does the edit. And they give some ideas like, I don't want her to jump, I just want her to slide. And then these animators, uh, it has to be very natural to how it is. So they actually create a video of themselves, or they record themselves of doing certain actions where they don't know what to do, and they try to mimic that actions into the animation characters. So many people do that for the character of Olaf, Elsa. I mean, even the eye movements, and when Elsa, the actor, is singing, so they try to see her expressions as well, so that when they actually animate Elsa, they know how how her eye movement or how her lip movement, hand movements goes when she's singing. So much into detail. Sometimes you don't realize we do so much of facial expression, and the animation looks so good. So much of effort has gone into it, and that glacier thing that Atlohan, the team had actually went to Iceland, Norway, and few other places to actually research for the scenes. So the dark sea in the movie is directly from Iceland. When I saw the Iceland pictures they showed in the BTS, of course, I was like, yeah, it exactly looks like dark sea, and the glaciers and all. When I saw Iceland documentary, so beautiful. I mean, so pretty, and that they have captured in the animation. So good. And then there is Kristen, like who did Anna. You can see her speaking of the character. You can see pretty amount of her talking the character, but I don't see Elsa talking about her character. And Elsa, the one who, the artist who mimicked Elsa or who did the voiceover of Elsa, you can see her pretty much. I think she came for a voiceover or for the orchestra she was present. And Kristen was speaking, and there's a song where do the next right thing, where where Olaf is actually disappearing into thin air, and Anna has the song she has to sing. We get to know she has gone through depression, and then she's crying while singing, and that was their mantra, do the next right thing, and that's in the song. It actually is good. And there's one character called Ryder in the movie. You find him in the forest, like who is very similar to Kristoff, who talks to reindeer. And we get to know that character is director Chris' son, who actually passed away during Frozen 1, after Frozen 1, maybe during the premiere time. So Chris is very depressed, and the writer Jen asks Chris, can I include his character Ryder? So you see, the cast has gone through so much, and they are able to make this a safe place, or they're able to put all their experiences, emotions into this film. And the process is so lengthy. There are so many songs being cut and the scenes being cut, and the animation tells that they work for 2 months for just 3 seconds in the movie. And there was an instance where she told that whenever the movie is playing, she tells his boyfriend, hey, that's my things and my scenes, and that just 3 seconds where she would have worked 4 months. And then I get to know how those animation movies, like what are the internal process they have in Disney. Like I got they have office in California, and the songwriters were in New York. I think the Christoph, I think, yeah, the one who did Steve role was also from New York, and how they collaborate over video call and they make it things happens. And they have this director dailies, like as in when the movie, like when they have some premiere, like it need not be full animation, like they have this storyboard, like cartoons into like flip book, and then few animations, everything in place. I don't know, they had some few sessions, like they call it director dallies, where the directors of Disney's, who are the famous directors of Aladdin and other animation movies, comes and watch and gives points, what they actually thought about the movie. Like some people tell the climax wasn't understanding, we felt it was too I don't know how to tell, too confusing, it didn't relate or it didn't hit. And these people also, in the see, they realize the song which they thought would be a hit was not hitting the right notes or was not hitting with the audience, where they thought it was flat, that was like people actually laughed. So these directed dallies, they have it regularly on regular intervals, and people actually, they have a theater where they see animations also, few scenes director and everyone sees and they approves. And then this happens like regularly, I didn't know this was happening. And then they even had an audience premiere. I mean, not completely animated, but little. And imagine they had come to San Diego. How do you sign up for these one when I am in San Diego and when I want to be part of such premieres? So they had come to actually Edward Cinemas. I know Edward Cinemas. My house is just 10 minutes away from it. Either way, that time I was not in San Diego, but I don't know how to sign up for these. So they had the family coming with 6 months, 6 years and above, and they had the feedback like, what did you like about the movie and all those things, what was confusing. And they even take feedback from it. So they're like, all of scenes were very comical. They loved Olaf. So they added a few more scenes of him. And the fire salamander, the kids loved him. So they added more scenes of salamander, and few scenes were had to be cut. Lieutenant Matthias, he had a song. He told I had auditioned for the song, and then his song got cut, and then whatever works the story they do. And after that they have the premium for only the crew. And how many crew? They had around 400 crew working, and towards the end, to meet the deadline, they were just like all of us, they're working 14 hours a day. 500 people, man, on the crew working day in day out. And then again, before audience preview, they have again director preview. They see it when sound, and again for the song they record with some simulation. And then the orchestra comes, it's like bam, full sound. And then not only them, they have another set of musicians who just do the scores for all the background. And there are sound technicians, so many people, so many things. When all is done, they just final cut, they're like tired, exhausted. And then 500 crew working. They have premiere only for the crew members, and they show that how they all dress up and come. And then the finale where the movie is actually premiered, and they show how it was the highest grossing animation movie ever, Frozen 2. I mean, wow, the BTS got me hooked into the unknown. It really got me hooked. I actually binge watched in a day. Wow, Frozen 3 in time, I'm ready to watch. I watched Frozen 2 in theaters. Frozen 3 now I'm waiting. And I have a sister, younger sister, so I always feel I'm an Elsa and she's Anna. And it relates the bond. Frozen take the sisterhood to next level. So, yeah. That's all for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.